let me pull out the D. What's up guys, it's KingXF and welcome back to another video. Today I got with me the glorious PC Gamer Makes Model D, or just Model D in simpler terms. Now I want to keep this intro short and simple, so let's just get right into the review. Starting off with the design, the Model D has an ergonomic shape, so for my left-handed gamers out there, you're out of luck. Squeezing the mouse, there are minimal signs of giving in. Only if I squeeze hard enough the side buttons will be actuated, but in normal use it will not happen. The left and right click buttons don't seem to have any wobble either. The unit I picked up is the matte black variant, and the construction of the mouse is a pretty high quality plastic material with a honeycomb pattern on the shell. The mouse has a total of 6 fully programmable buttons and can be changed up in the Model D software, which I'll get more into detail on later. There is minimal branding on the Model D, a glorious bearded man on the left side of the mouse, and word glorious written in tiny letters on the upper right side. There's also a smaller bearded man and word glorious on the underside of the mouse. Speaking of the underside, it has 4 G-Skates premium mouse feet, which are extremely smooth, and it even includes 2 larger feet for additional smoothness. The cable that's included is their updated Breda Ascended cord, which is essentially a stock paracord. It measures in at 2 meters or 6.5 feet long. Compared to the one on my Model O, this one is much thinner and lighter. The Model D has 4 different color selections: matte black, matte white, glossy black, and glossy white. Like I said earlier, I picked up a matte black one since it fits in with my setup the most and looks the cleanest in my opinion. 2 RGB strips run along the sides of the mouse with an RGB scroll wheel as well, which are all capable of displaying the entire color spectrum of 16.8 million colors. Not to mention that transitioning between colors is super smooth. The Model D measures in at 128mm long by 63mm wide and 42mm tall. Since this mouse has an ergonomic shape, it's mostly designed for those who use the palm grip, but claw and fingertip also work fine. As most of y'all know, Glorious's mice are ultra lightweight. The matte black and white D weigh in at about 68 grams excluding the cable. As for the glossy variants, they weigh 69 grams. Nice. Just recently, the Model D-, which is essentially a smaller version of this mouse, launched for pre-order. That one weighs 7 grams lighter for both matte and glossy, so it'll be 61 and 62 grams respectively. As mentioned earlier, the top shell has a honeycomb cutout design to reduce overall weight. The underside has the exact same pattern. I kinda wish that there were holes on the sides of the mouse to make it even more lightweight, but that's just me. Speaking of holes, the Model D could potentially be a dust trap, so just a heads up. It's not as visible with the black mouse, but if you pick up the white ones, you've been warned. The holes don't make the mouse feel weird, but rather more grippy than before, from my perspective. As for technical aspects, the Model D uses the Pixart PWM3360 sensor, which has a DPI range from 400 all the way up to 12,000. A DPI toggling button is underneath the scroll wheel, and there are a total of 6 settings you can have at once. Speaking of the DPI button, it appears that it's slightly larger than the one on the Model O. Next to the sensor is an LED indicator that would change color according to the DPI level. Something I found a bit odd was that it uses a USB 2.0 connector as opposed to 3.0 or higher, though it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I suppose it's still worth noting. The D has a polling rate of 1000 Hz or a 1 millisecond response time. The mouse switches are from Onron and are rated for a 20 million click lifespan, so it'll last you for a good amount of time. They feel nice and crisp and are pretty clicky. The scroll wheel also feels decently tactile when in use and is ultra quiet with a rubberized texture and deep grooves. Now for a sound test of these mouse switches. Moving over to software, it's extremely user-friendly. You can reprogram all the buttons, create macros, as well as mess with the RGB lighting effects. You also have 3 different profiles that you can toggle between. DPI can be adjusted in intervals of 100, and you can also change up the liftoff distance, or LOD, polling rate, and debounce time. Now I'll show you all the RGB lighting effects there are on the Model D. Now let's talk about pricing. The matte variants will cost $50 and the glossy ones will cost $60. Considering all its features such as RGB lighting, an ultra lightweight design, a stock paracord-like cable, so on and so forth, you're really getting a lot for what you're paying for. Now, do note that you need to purchase this on Glorious's official website because if you do so on Amazon, the prices there are insane and are extremely unreasonable. Now for my pros and cons as well as final verdict. For pros, I really like the fact that the D weighs in at only 68 grams. It makes it super easy to get those quick flicks while in game, and combined with the G-Skates, provides for an ultra smooth experience. Speaking of G-Skates, the included larger ones are a really nice addition for those wanting an even smoother glide experience. The RGB lighting is also a welcome feature since it provides for a beautiful light show, especially in the dark. The buttons are nice and crisp, and the scroll wheel is tactile and quiet, just what I'm looking for on a quality gaming mouse. I especially love the updated extended cable since it nearly makes the Model D feel like it's wireless when it's not. Pair with the bungee and you've got a PogChamp setup. Also, the fact that the software is super user-friendly is definitely a big plus to me since there are some out there that are super confusing to use and it just makes it a huge pain in the butt. As for cons, I couldn't really think of any. Everything about this mouse is great, and I would go as far as saying that it's pretty much perfect. If I really had to think of something, I'd say that it uses a USB 2.0 connector rather than 3.0 or higher, and that it's a potential dust trap, but even then those aren't that big deals either. Other than that, there's nothing about this mouse that I dislike. So to wrap it up in a nutshell, would I recommend the Glorious Model D? The answer is a huge yes. The ultra lightweight design, the RGB lighting, the superb build quality, and many more for only $50 sounds like a great deal to me. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for my review of the Glorious Model D. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to show your support, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of my future videos. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at KingXFOfficial, as well as join my Discord where more giveaways will be happening in the future. I'm KingXF, and I'll see y'all next time.